Cruising down the sun-soaked highways of America in the 1974 Cadillac Eldorado feels less like driving a car and more like commanding a floating palace. It was the era of disco balls, bell-bottoms, and big dreams, and no car embodied the spirit of the 1970s quite like the Eldorado. With its bold design, outrageous proportions, and unapologetic luxury, this machine wasn't just transportation, it was a statement. It spoke of freedom, confidence, and the sheer joy of hitting the open road in style. Today, nearly 5 decades later, the question stands: is the 1974 Eldorado still relevant in a world dominated by sleek SUVs and tech-loaded EVs? To answer that, we have to take a ride back in time and unpack what made this behemoth such an unforgettable part of automotive history. The 1974 Eldorado was Cadillac's answer to the decade's craving for big, bold, and beautiful. It measured over 18 feet long, weighed more than 5,000 pounds, and carried with it a sense of prestige that few vehicles could match. One glance at its wide chrome grille, hidden headlamps, and razor-sharp lines told you everything you needed to know. This car was built to stand out. Whether parked in front of a Hollywood hotel or cruising down Route 66, the Eldorado had a way of turning heads, commanding attention without even trying. It was confidence on wheels. But the Eldorado was more than just a pretty face. Under the hood, it packed a thunderous 500 cubic inch V8 engine, the largest mass-produced engine in American automotive history. It pumped out a solid 210 horsepower and an earth-moving 380 lb-ft of torque. This wasn't just about raw speed, though it had plenty of muscle. It was about effortless power. You didn't floor the gas to feel fast. You barely touched it, and were already gliding. Paired with a front-wheel drive layout, an unusual choice at the time for such a massive car, the Eldorado delivered a unique, smooth-as-silk driving experience that set it apart from its rear-wheel-driven rivals. It felt like it floated over the road, absorbing every bump and curve with grace. Step inside the cabin, and the 1974 Eldorado wraps you in luxury that few cars of the time could offer. Plush leather seating, deep pile carpeting, and a dashboard adorned with simulated wood grain and chrome trim created an ambience more like a high-end lounge than a car interior. Cadillac spared no expense in delivering comfort, climate control, power everything, windows, locks, seats, and even an optional 8-track stereo system so you could ride to the sounds of Fleetwood Mac or Marvin Gaye in true 70s fashion. The wide bench seats made it ideal for long road trips, and the immense trunk could swallow enough luggage for a week-long getaway, and then some. The Eldorado wasn't built for twisty back roads or city agility. It was made for the open highway, where its size, power, and grace came to life. Imagine the sun dipping below the horizon, the wind flowing through the open windows, and the low growl of that 500 cubic inch engine humming beneath you. That's the kind of road trip magic the Eldorado delivered, effortless, stylish, and unforgettable. It was the kind of car where memories weren't just made, they were built into every mile. And while the 1974 Eldorado was a marvel of design and engineering, it also reflected the cultural heartbeat of its era. It was big because everything in the 70s was bigger. It was bold because people wanted to stand out. It was luxurious because after the social turbulence of the 60s, Americans craved comfort and status. This car wasn't just a way to get around, it was a reflection of who you were and what you valued. Owning an Eldorado meant you had made it. You had taste, ambition, and a love for the finer things in life. In many ways, that's what keeps the Eldorado relevant even today. In a world where most modern vehicles look alike, rounded edges, safe tones, cookie-cutter silhouettes, the 1974 Eldorado remains defiantly unique. It's a celebration of excess in the best possible way. It reminds us of a time when cars were meant to be noticed, not blend in. Its presence, whether at a classic car show or on a quiet suburban street, still demands a second look, and maybe a third. It starts conversations, stirs memories, and invites admiration from every generation. Restoring or owning a 1974 Eldorado today is more than an automotive project, it's a lifestyle. Collectors and enthusiasts find joy in bringing these land yachts back to life, knowing that every polished chrome piece, Every rumble of the engine connects them to a golden age of driving. It's not just about nostalgia. It's about appreciating craftsmanship, character, and a kind of driving experience that no digital dashboard or driver assist system can replicate. The Eldorado doesn't just take you places. It transports you back to a time when the journey was just as important as the destination. Sure, it's not the most fuel-efficient machine. And yes, maneuvering it through tight spaces can feel like steering a cruise ship in a canal. But that's the charm. The Eldorado doesn't pretend to be modern. It embraces what it is. It's an unapologetic, leather-wrapped, chrome-laden tribute to a bold era. It dares you to slow down, take the scenic route, and enjoy the ride. And in a time when everything moves too fast, maybe that's exactly what we need. So, is the 1974 Eldorado still relevant today? Absolutely. Not because it competes with Teslas or because it breaks lap times on a racetrack, but because it offers something so rare in today's automotive landscape: personality. It's a rolling work of art with a soul. A mechanical storyteller from a time when cars weren't just built, they were crafted. And that kind of relevance, that timeless appeal, is something that never goes out of style. Whether you're a classic car lover, a history buff, or someone who just appreciates cool things done well, the 1974 Cadillac Eldorado remains one of the most iconic and unforgettable vehicles ever to grace the road. It's more than just a car, it's a monument to an era of elegance, adventure, and all-American automotive ambition. And if you ever get the chance to sit behind the wheel of one, even just once, you'll understand why this 70s legend still turns heads today. The 1974 Cadillac Eldorado stands as one of the most captivating vehicles ever to grace the American highway. Its design was the very embodiment of the 1970s, bold, expressive, and unapologetically grand. The long hood stretched out like a promise of power, flowing into a body sculpted with elegance and flair. Chrome accents glinted in the sunlight, highlighting the subtle curves and edges that made this car a true rolling sculpture. It was a design that didn't whisper for attention, it roared for it. The Eldorado was built to be seen, to be admired, and to leave a lasting impression wherever it went. And with the signature, Flying Lady, hood ornament leading the way, it was unmistakably Cadillac. Inside, the opulence continued. Plush leather seating embraced passengers and cushioned luxury. The dashboard was a rich composition of wood grain trim, analog dials, and Cadillac's emblematic gold accents. The Eldorado didn't just offer transportation, it delivered an experience. With every inch of the interior crafted for comfort and elegance, the vehicle represented the American dream in motion. Driving one meant indulging in the finer things, whether it was a slow cruise down the boulevard or a long haul across the country. Every detail inside spoke of Cadillac's commitment to luxury: the thick carpeting, the soft closed doors, the quiet hum of the engine barely audible over the deluxe 8-track stereo system. It was more than just a ride. It was a lounge on wheels. Under the hood, the Eldorado flexed its muscle with a 500 cubic inch V8 engine, the largest ever fitted into a production car at the time. Despite its massive size, the car delivered power with grace. The engine produced a smooth, consistent 210 horsepower and an earth-shaking 380 lb-ft of torque. The front-wheel drive layout offered excellent traction and a unique driving feel for such a large vehicle, and the suspension was tuned to glide over imperfections in the road like they didn't exist. This blend of brawn and sophistication made it an ideal choice for long-distance journeys. The Eldorado was built for the road. It didn't just travel from point A to B, it cruised, it floated, it commanded. In many ways, the Eldorado was a reflection of the cultural tides of the 1970s. This was a decade of self-expression, indulgence, and a fascination with status. Disco ruled the dance floors, polyester suits were all the rage, and there was a newfound hunger for things that felt opulent and larger than life. The Eldorado was Cadillac's answer to that cultural moment. It wasn't simply a car, it was a lifestyle choice. To own an Eldorado was to declare one's appreciation for luxury, style, and the finer things. It became a fixture in pop culture, appearing in everything from movies and TV shows to music videos, often associated with the cool, the powerful, and the elite. Its presence in entertainment helped solidify its place in the American psyche. Whether it was rolling across the screen in a Hollywood drama or parked outside a flashy nightclub in a TV crime series, the Eldorado became shorthand for success and swagger. It was instantly recognizable and endlessly aspirational. And unlike many cars of the era that faded into obscurity, the Eldorado's legacy endured. It became a symbol not just of the decade, but of an entire ethos: confidence, excess, and unfiltered cool. Part of what makes the Eldorado so beloved today is how perfectly it lends itself to nostalgic road trips. It was, after all, designed with long drives in mind. The wide, soft seats felt more like armchairs than automotive furniture. The rear seats offered legroom that modern sedans could only dream of. Massive windows bathed the cabin in light and provided sweeping views of the landscape. Whether you were cruising along the California coast or taking the scenic route through the Midwest, the Eldorado made every mile feel like a red carpet ride. Optional rear seat entertainment systems turned the car into a mobile movie theater, while the massive trunk ensured no suitcase was left behind. It wasn't just about getting there. It was about enjoying every second of the journey. Even today, the Eldorado's allure is impossible to ignore. Car enthusiasts speak of it with reverence. Collectors seek it out not just for its design, but for the experience it offers. It represents a time when American carmakers weren't afraid to push boundaries, to think big, and to create vehicles that were as much about emotion as they were about function. The Eldorado's design influenced countless other vehicles, encouraging automakers to consider the importance of style, comfort, and presence. The Eldorado's legacy continues to thrive because it resonates with something deeper than nostalgia. It reminds us of an era when cars had character, when each vehicle felt like a distinct personality rather than a product of focus groups and wind tunnel tests. Its timeless design, that long hood, the sweeping body lines, the bold chrome grille, still turns heads and sparks conversations. And its luxurious features, once cutting-edge, are now seen as hallmarks of a bygone golden age. To own a 1974 Eldorado today is to own a piece of history. It's to carry forward a legacy of design, innovation, and sheer automotive artistry. These cars continue to appear at car shows, in magazines, and across social media feeds, drawing admiration from every generation. For many, it's the dream car that defined an era. For others, it's a tangible connection to the stories and adventures of parents and grandparents. As the classic car community continues to grow, so does the appreciation for the Eldorado. Numerous online forums, clubs, and restoration resources are dedicated to preserving its legacy. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just beginning to explore the world of classic cars, the Eldorado offers an experience unlike any other. And for those who get the chance to drive one, the impression it leaves is indelible. In a world increasingly filled with uniformity and digital detachment, the 1974 Cadillac Eldorado stands tall as a reminder of a different time. A time when cars were bold, when style mattered, when luxury wasn't just about convenience, but about craftsmanship and presence. It's more than just a vehicle, it's a symbol of what it meant to dream big and drive in style. So if you're thinking about diving into the world of classic cars, or if you're simply a fan of American automotive history, the Eldorado is a journey worth taking. It's not just a drive, it's a celebration. A moving monument to everything that made the 1970s such a thrilling and transformative time. Stay tuned for more deep dives into iconic classics, from muscle-bound legends to luxury cruisers that defined generations. And if you ever find yourself behind the wheel of a 1974 Eldorado, just remember, you're not driving a car. You're driving a legend. The 1974 Cadillac Eldorado remains a stunning reminder of an era when American cars were built with heart, soul, and an unapologetic flair for luxury. Its massive body, bold styling, and powerful 500 cubic inch V8 engine captured the essence of 1970s ambition, a time when bigger was better, and comfort didn't come with compromise. More than just a machine, the Eldorado was, and still is, a lifestyle statement, a rolling piece of American history that turns heads and sparks conversations wherever it goes. This car wasn't made to blend in. It was born to stand out. From the long, flowing lines and chrome-kissed exterior to the plush, leather-wrapped cabin, the Eldorado didn't just promise a first-class driving experience. It delivered it with swagger. It was the ultimate road trip cruiser, a car that made every journey feel like a red carpet event. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just discovering the magic of classic American muscle, the '74 Eldorado continues to prove that some legends never fade. So, is the 1974 Eldorado still relevant today? Absolutely. In a world of look-alike SUVs and computer-optimized efficiency, the Eldorado is a bold reminder of what it means to drive with personality and pride. It embodies a time when cars had character, and owning one meant you didn't just want to get somewhere, you wanted to arrive in style. If you loved exploring the timeless cool of the 1974 Cadillac Eldorado, don't forget to like, share this video with fellow car lovers, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of classic American muscle and automotive history. Let's keep the spirit of these icons alive, one story, one ride, one video at a time.